Our legislative session to order. I just wanted to conduct our legislative caucus. I will call the meeting to order following our caucus. Mr. Parker will lead the roll call. I will lead the invocation this evening. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Jones in Councilman Rodriguez's absence. Thanks, Councilman Jones. For communications this evening, we are joined by Deputy Director Sasha Ross and Recreation Manager Kevin Sanders. Regarding the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Summer Program, we will then open the floor for courtesy of the floor, followed by the approval of the minutes for the legislative session that occurred on May 27, 2025. Then we will have reports of committees. I will deliver the first report on behalf of the Administration Committee on the work session of June 3rd, 2025. The next report you will hear will be delivered by Vice President Green, our Budget and Finance Committee Chair, on the work session of June 3rd, 2025. And then our Public Safety Committee Chair, Councilman Jones, will share a report on the work session of June 3rd, 2025. We do not have any ordinances for first reading. We have 2 ordinances for amendment, Bill 6 of 2025 and Bill 7 of 2025. And there is 1 amendment. Is that correct, Councilman Jones? Okay. And then we have ordinances for final passage. Again, Bill 6 of 2025 and Bill 7 of 2025, which we will vote upon. We will then move to resolutions. Resolution 28 of 2025, we will vote upon. Resolution 29 of 2025, we will vote upon. Resolution 30 of 2025, we will vote upon. Resolution 36 of 2025, we will vote upon. Resolution 38 of 2025, we will vote upon. Resolution 39 of 2025, we will vote upon. And Resolution 40 of 2025, we will vote upon. And Resolution 41 of 2025, we will vote upon. Resolution 42 of 2025 will move to the Public Works Committee. Resolution 43 of 2025 will move to the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee. Resolution 44 of 2025 will move to the Administration Committee. And Resolution 45 of 2025, we will suspend the rules for discussion, and then we will vote. Is there any old business for discussion, council members? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Any new business?
It could be old and new, but just reminding everybody about the Juneteenth parade on June 14th.
Okay, we'll make it new.
Thank you.
Any other new business? Okay, and then we will adjourn. The time is 6:08 p.m. I would like to officially call our legislative session to order. Mr. Parker, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Daniels.
Here.
Ms. Davis.
Present.
Ms. Green.
Present.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Rawls.
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez. And Ms. Hill.
Present. Thank you. As I mentioned during our legislative caucus, I will lead the invocation this evening. I'd like to ask everyone to please keep the following residents, families, and friends in your thoughts and prayers in the coming weeks and months ahead. Mrs. Mary Hudson received her formal education in the Harrisburg School District. She was employed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, where she retired after 30 years of service. Miss Mary was a lifelong member of Camp Curtin Mitchell Memorial United Methodist Church, where she served as the president of the United Methodist Women, communion steward, and a soup kitchen volunteer. Miss Mary enjoyed cooking and hosting her family at her home. She was a very, very sweet woman. Miss Barbara Edmonds received her formal education through the Harrisburg School District. She was a proud graduate of William Penn High School class of 1961. Miss Edmonds was employed as a key punch operator at Hershey Foods, where she retired in 1985. For 10 years, Miss Edmonds served as co-chair of the Harrisburg Uptown Reunion Committee. She helped organize annual gatherings that kept lifelong friends and neighbors connected to their shared roots. The reunion was always the highlight of the summer for all who attended. Miss Edmonds made the best homemade fudge. She lived life on her own terms. Her legacy of joy, laughter, and support will be remembered. Mr. Jerome Diggs is remembered by his family and friends as a kind man of deep faith. Mr. Diggs served others as a chef. He prepared hot meals for food banks, homeless shelters, and those in need. He loved gospel music, his church, and dancing. Miss Rhoda Purdy Howard received her formal education in the Harrisburg School District. She was a proud graduate of Harrisburg High School class of 1978. Miss Rhoda was employed by PennDOT, and she was a very active member of her community. If everyone could please join me in a moment of silence as we remember the lives and legacies of these great women and men. Thank you. Thank you. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Jones. Thank you, Councilman Jones. For communications this evening, we will receive a presentation by Deputy Director Sasha Ross and Recreation Manager Kevin Sanders regarding the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Summer Program.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Do you need him to advance the slide?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you want us to do it.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Go over the presentation here. All right. So for the summer enrichment program, this year we'll be using the locations of 4th and Emerald, Reservoir Park, Sunshine Park, Cloverly, 15th and Vernon. Our start times will be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Unless the day is a field trip, Monday through Friday, unless we have a holiday. Start date is June 16th. End date is August 8th. The trips do have a kind of like a behavior expectation. We have an attendance expectation and a participation expectation that is available whenever a parent signs up their child, and they'll go through the paperwork and it breaks it down. There's a lot of other requirements as well. Lunch is provided each day by the food bank. Again, these are things that are also part of that form so that we can calculate them. Our evening program is at Reservoir Park this year. It's Monday through Thursday. It starts on June 16th, ends August 7th. It is 5:30, 8:30 p.m. Traditionally, they will start in the pavilion, and they'll work their way around the park. Our tennis program has moved to John Harris Tennis Courts, so it'll be there Monday through Thursday, 4 to 5:30 is 6 to 10 ages, and then 6 o'clock to 7:30 is ages 11 and older. We're hopeful that they'll bring water bottles, sneakers, and workout gear, and tennis racket if they have it. The Art in the Park program is Tuesday evenings, June 17th through August 5th. It's 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., just children aged 6 to 14. It's all one group. The pool is slated to start on June 17th. Adults will be $4, children will be $2, senior citizens are $2. Children, cost starts at 3-year-olds to 17, to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you. I just have one question, and then I'll defer to our Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee Chair. I noticed the link for signups, or a note for signups on the first slide. Is it too late? I know Monday is June 16th. Are people still able to sign up if they have children or grandchildren who they'd like to participate in the summer enrichment program?
Yes.
Okay. And how can they sign up? Where can they sign up?
HarrisburgPA.gov. You'll navigate on the city website page to Parks and Rec page. You'll have to set up an account in the recreational portal. Once you set up the account, you select the location and the park, and you just, again, you have to go through all the paperwork. You do have to check out in Rec Desk. Otherwise, you're not there.
Okay.
So.
Thank you. I'll defer to our Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee Chair, Councilwoman Rawls, to see if she has any questions for you too.
Thank you, President Hill, and thank you both for being here this evening. I just signed my youngest daughter up, so you do have to make sure you check out, because I forgot to, and then I wasn't there. So, and I had to add her as a household member. That was the thing too. But now I'm excited about the summer. She is too, so I'm excited to see the programs and things. But I don't have any questions. Just thank you for coming tonight, so residents could hear what's going on at the parks, how to sign their students up. So that's really great. Now, I do actually have one question. It just came to my mind. Now, if you're not a resident, you can't sign your kid up, right? It's only for residents in the city. I did have someone ask me that question that lives in Central Dauphin.
Traditionally, yes, it's for the residents, but
Okay.
we know that at times
All
people do sign up.
Okay,
They
thank
sort of
you.
Work their way around it.
Okay. I had that question. I said, you know what, I'm not sure. But they're supposed to come speak tonight, so I'll ask and see. So thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you. Council members, are there any other questions or comments related to the summer enrichment program?
Yeah, I have a
Councilman
question.
Jones?
How y'all doing? Fourth and Dolphin, is there any activities going on up there, or y'all not utilizing that for the summer enrichment program?
No program at this time at that location.
Is there a reason?
Well, one is we don't have a pavilion there. That's one of the, so when we feed them, traditionally we need to have a roof.
Something over top.
Yeah.
All right, that's all.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will now open the floor to courtesy of the floor. Just a few housekeeping notes before we begin. Please state your name and your address for the meeting record. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your address, please share the vicinity in which you live within the city. You will have 4 minutes to share your comments. Mr. Parker will serve as our timekeeper, and I'll begin to my right. Is there anyone that would like to offer public comment? Okay, seeing and hearing no one. Anyone in the middle section? Okay. It's on.
Yeah, it's on. This is my first time. So, my name is Brian Muhammad. Live there on Luce Street, 2300 block of Luce. So I'm here. There's a light out on Luce Street. Been out for a minute. I talked to a couple folks about the light. Folks that were fixing lights, they didn't do that. Been out about 6 months now. And trying to get the lawn alley paved. There's some potholes and it's just a mess. The lawn alley's a mess. It's a dead end where you could go up and supposed to come out on Dairy Street, but that's usually a mess up that way, but it needs to be, I think, it needs to be paved. It's concrete. Talked to the people in the city. They told me something. They were gonna come by and put some hot patches down. Never came. I had that promise about 4 or 5 times, but never showed up. They said it's on the list for next year. I don't know, but I'll be back till we get it done or something happens. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment? Okay. Seeing and hearing no one. Anyone to my left? Okay. Seeing and hearing no one, I will move forward with our meeting agenda. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the legislative session that occurred on May 27th, 2025. Council members, are there any revisions to those meeting minutes? Seeing and hearing none, the minutes stand approved. Now we have reports of committees. I will deliver the first report on behalf of the Administration Committee on the work session that occurred on June 3rd, 2025. On Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, the Administration Committee met to discuss 4 resolutions. Resolution 29 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application to the United States Department of Transportation Safe Streets and Roads for All grant program for up to $5 million for funds to improve safety and accessibility along Division Street. Resolution 30 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a reimbursement agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to facilitate the purchase and installation of certain waterway enhancements to better serve the health and safety needs of boaters. Resolution 37 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a co-sponsorship agreement with TLC Work-Based Training Program Incorporated for the implementation of a workforce development program in an amount not to exceed $75,000. And Resolution 41 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Conrad Siegel Incorporated to provide actuarial review of the city's healthcare program. Mr. Joel Siders, city engineer, was present to answer questions from council members regarding Resolution 29 of 2025. Mr. Siders mentioned that safety along Division Street is a part of the Vision Zero plan to improve safety and accessibility. The primary goal is to reinvigorate businesses on Division Street. The Safe Streets for All requires a 20% match, which will come from the liquid fuels tax and general fund money. Mr. Siders shared that a public meeting was held on May 8th. A survey was circulated through yesterday, June 9th. A proposed alternative will be shared following the completion of the survey. Council members asked a question regarding cameras for speeding. Mr. Siders explained that temporary calming measures will be instituted. Chief Brian Enterline, Bureau of Fire Chief, was present to answer questions from council members regarding Resolution 30 of 2025. Chief Enterline explained that Resolution 30 of 2025 is a companion to Resolution 76 of 2024, which authorized an intergovernmental agreement between the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission and the City of Harrisburg with funding from PennDOT. Council members asked the following questions: if the buoys were permanent, and if the 83 project would impact their placement at all, how much safer will the buoys make it, and by adding buoys, will it bring tourism back? Mr. Tariq Castile, owner and operator of TLC Work-Based Training Program Incorporated, was present to answer questions from council members regarding Resolution 37 of 2025. Mr. Castile explained that the program will be available on a first-come, first-served basis to ex-offenders, veterans, and others who are hard to place. And an apprenticeship program with ABC Contractors Keystone Chapter is what will take place. Mr. Castile explained that TLC is certified through the Department of Labor and Industry. Participants will receive classroom training and field work. The apprenticeship program will run from September through May. This is a pilot program. Council members asked a range of questions, including where's the funding coming from? Are there age requirements? Is a high school diploma required? The total length of time. Funding covers tuition for 4 years. First time partnering with ABC. How many people have completed the program? Assist with selection. Pilot program sustainability. Where do you select people from? How did the partnership come about? Is there a probationary period? What are the metrics of the program? Is there on-the-job training? Mr. Neil Grover, city solicitor, and members of the finance department shared that the funding is coming from insurance policies. Mr. Castile shared that the cost per student is close to $4,000 per year. Students will be between the ages of 18 and 35 years old. A high school diploma is not required. 4 years are required for a journeyman, while drywall and roofing training can take just a few months. Funding covers 1 year, and students will have to reapply every year. This is the pilot program with the city. ABC has worked with TLC before. TLC will not be involved in the selection of participants. The individual following this training can go straight to work. TLC selects people from word of mouth. The partnership came about through the recent mayoral debate conversations. An aptitude test must be taken. Metrics of the program will be shared following the first year of the pilot program. Students will receive on-the-job training, as I mentioned. Resolution 37 of 2025 will remain in committee. Some data was requested of Mr. Castile, which he has provided to council members. Mr. John Sapakak was present on behalf of Conrad Siegel to answer questions from council members regarding Resolution 41 of 2025. He discussed reviewing healthcare benefits, prescription drug benefits, looking for efficiency, and evaluating potential opportunities. Council members asked the following questions. Will it help to estimate the cost in our budget? Is this like a deep dive into healthcare? What do you think you can bring in a benefit to the cost? What hours do you anticipate? And can you switch to another provider? He explained confidential data and evaluating contracting will occur. There's a downstream change when you change vendors, when a change in vendors takes place. The payment is capped not to exceed $20,000. I recommend my colleagues support Resolution 29 of 2025 to continue improvements to the safety on Division Street. I urge my colleagues to support Resolution 30 of 2025 to continue to improve the safety of boaters, and to support Resolution 41 of 2025 to review the city's healthcare program. This concludes the report of the Administration Committee. The next report you will hear will be delivered by Vice President Green on behalf of the Budget and Finance Committee on the work session of June 3rd, 2025.
Thank you, President Hill. During the work session of June 3rd, 2025, the Budget and Finance Committee discussed Resolution 28 of 2025, a resolution approving the third proposed 2025 budget reallocation. We discussed Schedule A, in which $75,000 would be moved in order to fund a training program in partnership with TLC Training. This program was summarized during President Hill's report as Resolution 37 of 2025. It is also proposed to move funds in the amount of $45,000 in order to fund custodial supplies which were inadvertently left out of the budget during the budgeting process. Funds will be moved from the unused insurance premiums to fund these items. We did receive the requested information about the custodial supplies as well as the information from the TLC program. We also discussed Schedule B, in which we would use state reimbursement funds in order to fund the placement of buoys across the Dock Street Dam. This is something we've been looking into for many years to increase the safety of the dam for boaters. This was also summarized during President Hill's report as Resolution 30 of 2025. I ask my colleagues to support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Green. The next report you will hear will be delivered by our Public Safety Committee Chair, Councilman Jones, on behalf of the Public Safety Committee on the work session of June 3rd, 2025.
Thank you, President Hill. On June 3rd of 2025, the Public Safety Committee held a work session on Bill 6. Bill 6 of 2025 is an ordinance amending Chapter 8-103 of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Harrisburg, known as the Electrical Code, to implement fees for certain electrical inspections performed by the city. Present to answer questions from council was Director Ann Montgomery and Codes Officer Michael McUlrich. I hope I didn't mess his name up. Some of the questions asked by council: would this help reduce the costs for owners that would normally pay a third party? Director Montgomery responded, yes, it would be much cheaper. Then another question asked by council: why would residents need this service? Codes wants to have complete oversight to cut down on hazards. Also, does this include commercial businesses as well? Director Montgomery, it does not at this time. However, we will be looking to revisit this to accommodate commercial businesses at a later date. And I also recommended that my council members support Bill 6 of 2025. And this concludes the business of the Public Safety Committee.
Thank you. The next report, I'll try to deliver on behalf of our Public Works Committee Chair, Councilman Rodriguez, on the work session of June 3rd, 2025. I'll review the bill and resolutions that were discussed. On Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, the Public Works Committee met to discuss one bill and 4 resolutions. The committee discussed Bill 7 of 2025, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 3-135 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Harrisburg regarding the removal and impounding of motor vehicles to codify and otherwise conform the city process for the selection and engagement of salvor and towing operations. Resolution 36 of 2025, a resolution approving the disposal of certain personal property owned by the City of Harrisburg, which have exhausted their useful life of city operations. Councilman Rodriguez shared a thorough list of all of the property that would be disposed between both Public Works and the Bureau of Fire. Resolution 38 of 2025 is a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a renewed easement agreement with the Harrisburg Cooling LLC for the purpose of operating and maintaining a chilled water cooler system under and through certain public right-of-ways within the city. Resolution 39 of 2025 is a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated for the purpose of providing engineering and design services for multimodal improvements along Walnut Street. and Resolution 40 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Trans Associates Engineering Consultants Incorporated for the purpose of providing transportation engineering services for traffic signal retiming in the downtown area in furtherance of the city's Vision Zero action plan. The city engineer, Mr. Joel Siders, was present to discuss resolutions, really 38 through 40, and representation from Harrisburg Cooling LLC, Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated, and Trans Associates Engineering Consultants Incorporated were also present to answer any questions that council members had. This concludes the report from the Public Works Committee on the work session of June 3rd, 2025. We do not have any ordinances for first reading. We will now discuss ordinances for amendment, beginning with Bill 6 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Yes. Bill 6 of 2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 8-103 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Harrisburg, known as the Electrical Code, to implement fees for certain electrical inspections performed by the city.
Thank you. Councilman Jones?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to amend Bill 6 of 2025 for additional edits after the bill was introduced. So from lines 59 to 60, also 65 and 66, to read lines 59 will be electrical inspections. Rough and final will be crossed out and now reads, includes both rough and final inspections for $100. Lines 65 and 66 reads, one free reinspection and any additional reinspection fees of $100. Is it?
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second that.
Thank you. Council members, there's a motion on the table to amend Bill 6 of 2025 at lines 59 through 60 and 65 through 66. Are there any questions, comments, concerns related to the motion on the floor? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
I have copies of the as amended bill if you all would like a copy.
Let's vote on the amendment and then we can
Sure.
share the copies.
No problem.
Thank you.
President Hill,
Yes.
excuse me, were those the 59 and 60, the lines 59 and 60?
Yes, I just wanted to formally vote on it first, and then he'll share it with us, because we have to vote on it for final passage next.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes, thank you.
Bill 6 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas and 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Bill 7 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Yes. Bill 7 of 2025. An ordinance amending Chapter 3-135 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Harrisburg regarding the removal and impounding of motor vehicles to codify and otherwise conform the city process for the selection and engagement of salvor and towing operations.
Thank you. There are no amendments to Bill 7 of 2025. We will now move to ordinances for final passage. we have Bill 6 of 2025 as amended. Would you mind reading it into the record, Mr. Parker? And then we can distribute the hard copies for review.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bill 6 of 2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 8-103 of the codified ordinances of the City of Harrisburg, known as the Electrical Code, to implement fees for certain electrical inspections performed by the city.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're just reviewing Bill 6 of 2025 as amended. The first revision on lines 59 through 60 can be found on page 2. And then lines 65 through 66 can be found on page 3. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Bill 6 of 2025 as amended? Okay. Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
I thought we already did that, but yes. Here we go. Ms. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes.
Bill number 6 as amended passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays.
Thank you. Next, we have Bill 7 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it one more time?
No worries. Bill 7 of 2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 3-135 of the codified ordinances of the City of Harrisburg regarding the removal and impounding of motor vehicles to codify and otherwise conform the city process for the selection and engagement of salvor and towing operations.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Bill 7 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes.
Bill 7 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, with including the absence of Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you. We will now move to resolutions. The first resolution for consideration this evening is Resolution 28 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Yes. Resolution 28 of 2025, a resolution approving the third proposed 2025 budget reallocation.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 28 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels?
No.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
And Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 28 passes with a vote of 5 yeas to 1 nay, including the excused absence of Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 29 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 29 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application to the United States Department of Transportation Safe Streets and Roads for All grant program for up to $5 million for funds to improve safety and accessibility along Division Street.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 29 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 29 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, including the absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 30 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 30 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a reimbursement agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to facilitate the purchase and installation of certain waterway enhancements to better serve the health and safety needs of boaters.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 30 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 30 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 36 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 36 of 2025, a resolution approving the disposal of certain personal property owned by the City of Harrisburg which have exhausted their useful life for city operations.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 36 of 2025? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels, I'll come back. Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Ms. Daniels, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and that's a yes vote for Resolution 36. All right, Resolution 36 passes unanimously with a vote of 36. Take a deep breath. With a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 38 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
A resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a renewed easement agreement with Harrisburg Cooling, LLC, for the purpose of operating and maintaining a chilled water cooler system under and through certain public rights of way within the city.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 38 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 38 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas, 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 39 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 39 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated for the purpose of providing engineering and design services for multimodal improvements along Walnut Street.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, concerns related to Resolution 39 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes.
Resolution 39 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 40 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 40 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Trans Associates Engineering Consultants Incorporated for the purpose of providing transportation engineering services for traffic signal retiming in the downtown area in furtherance of the city's Vision Zero action plan.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 40 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes.
Resolution 40 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Resolution 41 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 41 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Conrad Siegel Incorporated to provide actuarial review of the city's healthcare program.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 41 of 2025? Okay, seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yay.
Ms. Rawls?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes.
Resolution 41 passes unanimously with a vote of 6 yeas to 0 nays, including the excused absence of Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Resolution 42 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 42 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a professional services agreement with Arbor Pro Incorporated for the purpose of performing a tree inventory and related urban forestry services.
Thank you. Resolution 42 of 2025 will move to the Public Works Committee. Next, we have Resolution 43 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 43 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into a lease agreement with the Harrisburg School District for that portion of land that houses the Jackson Lick Pool in order to allow continued operations as the parties work toward finalizing the city's subdivision and acquisition thereof.
Thank you. Resolution 43 of 2025 will move to the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee. Resolution 44 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 44 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into an access control agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, acting through the Department of General Services for that portion of Geiger Street situated between Front and Second Streets in the City of Harrisburg.
Thank you. Resolution 44 of 2025 will move to the Administration Committee. Our last resolution for consideration this evening is Resolution 45 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 45 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the Harrisburg Housing Authority in order to facilitate the award of $200,000 for the 2025 Summer Growth Program, also known as the Environmental Teen Corps.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion to suspend the rules for discussion.
Motion to suspend the rules for discussion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Good evening. If you don't mind taking a moment to introduce yourselves, please, before we review Resolution 45 of 2025.
Good evening, President Hill, City Council members. I'm Marcus Williamson, Executive Director for the Harrisburg Housing Authority. If I may, on behalf of the Housing Authority, we are pleased to partner with the city and are committed to participating in enhancing the lives of city youth through meaningful employment, character development, and leadership training. 2025 is a milestone year as it represents a decade of program service. I'm here with Clarence Watson, the program director, who will elaborate and provide further insight into the program.
All right, okay. All right, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Clarence Watson, and I'm the program director for the Summer Growth Program, also known as ETC. And first of all, I want everyone just to give a big hand for this being our 10th year anniversary. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not gonna be long, but we always wonder why, 10 years ago that word pilot came up, and, it was a pilot program, and even the council didn't think it was gonna work because everyone was living in that perception that our kids did not wanna work. If you even see it in politics today, they don't want to work, they just want free money and they're lazy, but I never believed that. I understood that there was like hidden layers of talent within our kids. And I'll put it in a different way. We're different by design. They compare our program to a lot of other programs like SETCO and all these programs that you work from the neck down. We teach kids to work from the neck down and the neck up. And I resemble it to a paradigm change happened to me a couple years ago when Mom was speaking to us up at the House of Representatives. He was explaining how energy was transferable. And when he said that, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Energy's transferable. And I really didn't recognize that subliminal energy was transferable, like synergy. And I said to myself, wow, when you have a bunch of teenage kids together with access to their minds and access to their soul and heart, which a lot of people don't. I've been teaching for almost 40 years. And when speakers come into our school, we do a lot of things for our kids. They come in, they talk. The kids really don't pay attention or listen. We give them access to that. But I said that if you can have access, which is, the finance part, and I'm just grateful and thankful for you guys investing in our teams on that level. But I associate that energy with the tiny violet. The tiny violet only blooms for about a month. This program is about 6 weeks. And, the Emperor of Napoleon, he used to use it, to send secret messages. And this violet, it produces a lot of rich vitamin A and vitamin C just for that month. And that says that you don't need like a year and all this kind of stuff. It just shows the amount of energy that this program has within this 6-week period. And having access to the teenage mind, the impact on the community. We just don't impact the kids, we impact everybody. We impact the restaurants, we impact, the community as far as keeping it clean, we impact our kids, their parents, everyone. An example, how many of you guys been to Coda Rouge? the new restaurant up there. So when I go around looking for restaurants, I knocked on, it was a Wednesday, I knocked on the door. He's closed on Wednesdays. Matter of fact, he just opened up on, I think, Father's Day when I went to see him about 2 weeks later. He didn't want to open it. He opened it up. He said, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Hey, I just want to talk to you about a program." Sat down, and we talked for an hour. And he was so impressed with what the kids were doing. So then once they came up, they started coming up, and he's like, "Oh, my goodness, they act like they're executives," because we anticipate kids to misbehave when you see a group of teenagers from the city going to a restaurant. Everybody like, "Oh, here we go." Don't you know that? He said, "You know what? I'm going to open up on Wednesdays just for you guys." And he opened up on Wednesdays just for us. And that type of energy and giving back. And he said to me, he said, "You know what, man, you really helped kickstart my business because you guys coming in every day with a guaranteed income, guaranteed, kids eating, that really uplifted his, his restaurant." Also the same with Rabbit Sandwiches out in Klein Village. The same thing happened. So we just don't just impact, just the city or just the kids' pockets. We impact everyone involved. And also, the last part I wanted to talk about was the how we max out that transferable energy. And Mont stole my max out. I should be getting some money for that. But that energy allows our kids to max out. All those layers, like the 1,500 or used to be 1,000, that's like a fertilized garden. And to have access to our minds, that's why Harrisburg University, Penn State, all these different companies come at us. Because when they're sitting down talking to kids and they're paying attention, they're not used to that. That's why they invest all that time in us. And I just wanted to share that information with you guys that we always think it's a need. It says, don't bring me your need, bring me your seed. I don't look at our kids as needy. I look at them as seeds that I'm going to go ahead and fertilize. So I think that is the sixth sense that is so attractive with the program. And again, we average about over 200 applications a year, still going after 10 years. And without the support of the City of Harrisburg and the Harrisburg Housing Authority, we would not have this program going. But again, I just wanted to thank you guys for the investment in our teenagers. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been 10 years. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we look forward to you coming back always with some of the students to provide some updates on their experience. I don't have any questions. I have known some of my relatives to participate in the program and found it very valuable. So I will open the floor to questions from my colleagues if there are any. I will begin with Councilwoman Davis. Do you have any questions?
No questions. I just wanted to say that I'm grateful also for the city and the investment that the city is making in our children. And thank you also, Mr. Williamson and Mr. Watson, for the seeds that you're planting and then the seeds that you're watering in our young scholars. Thank you for the service that you provide.
I think.
Vice President Green, any questions?
Thank you, President Hill. I don't have any questions. This program's come before us in the past. It's an asset to the city. Thank you for the work that you do, because working with kids isn't easy. You work with a lot of different kids, a lot of different personalities, but the love that you pour into them, they pour back into the city. So thank you for all that you do personally. And I don't have any questions. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rawls, any questions?
Thank you, President Hill. Good evening to you both. Thank you for being here tonight. Just congratulations again on the 10-year anniversary. It's amazing. I know President Bowers and I came to speak with the students last summer and gave them a presentation. I think Councilman Jones also did too. Mm-hmm. And the way they did sit and listen and they interacted, it was, you could see that there is a lot of modeling, but also a lot of thought put into what they're taught and what they're given to go out into the world. And they showed it. They used their toolbox, and they sat there and they listened, and they also were able to, ask questions about things that they wanted to see in their community. As we spoke about what council looked like, and they had some great ideas.
Yeah, that was
So
a good session, yeah.
yeah, they really did. So thank you. And also I just really want to thank you, Mr. Watson and Mr. Williams. You're great too. I'm sorry, I just spoke with Mr. Watson a few times with really taking two residents' idea, Ed and Mark, with the graffiti crew, and being willing to sit with myself and Councilman Jones and Public Works and saying, okay, let's get a graffiti crew within ETC and have these students go and clean up their community. Yep. Take it even a step further and giving them some tools to take out into the world that they can use coming out of ETC, because learning how to power wash and what you can use to do that, you can create a whole business where they could go out in the summer and power wash things even when they leave ETC. So I look forward to getting that up and running once this gets passed. It's an easy yes for me, especially when it comes to youth. But I just look forward to seeing what they clean up in the neighborhood and seeing this special crew go even further. So just thank you for allowing us to, as council, add that extra incentive to the program and being willing to do that, because working together and really taking our residents' ideas and running with them and allowing them to be part of that is a big thing. So thank you. Okay. That's it from me.
Thank you. Councilman Jones, any questions?
Nah, I wanted to say, this is always great, and it's nice to finally meet you. I know we were playing email tag a little bit, but it's good to finally meet you, man. I think that you are going to be a good fit here in supporting this program and seeing that it goes forward. Mr. Watson, again, phenomenal job every year that I see you. It is amazing that it's been 10. I've been able to visit for maybe at least 4, at least speak at 4. So I've probably been able to come maybe.
I think it's like 8. Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, because
wow.
that was 2000. Yeah, that was like 2017 up at Harrisburg University.
Absolutely. Wow.
When you had what's it called? Drama TV.
Drama TV. Yes. Wow. That time flew. But also to what Councilwoman Rawls had just said, I think this is a great addition to what you guys so already do with the cleanup. I think this addition is powerful because we see a lot of the things that's going on in our community, especially when there's a loss of life, and then we have that graffiti aspect, which some of them may participate in. So I think them learning that this is vandalism and being able to remove it, I think they will enjoy it. When we did the one cleanup in 18th and Regina, the community came out, and so I think this was a much needed addition to what you already are doing, and I can't wait to see how this special unit and who's willing to participate. So
all gonna be like, yo, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, this is a part of us cleaning up our own community.
Yeah.
A lot of the issues that we face in our community, we can point the fingers in a lot of directions, but a lot of the issues are our own, and it's something like programs like these can help us chip in and do a little more than waiting for someone to do it for us. So I just want to commend both of you, and I hope this program continues well beyond us. So that's it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Daniels, any questions? Okay. I will entertain a motion to resume our legislative session.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. So before us, we have Resolution 45 of 2025. Mr. Parker, could you please read it one more time?
Resolution 45 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the City of Harrisburg to negotiate and enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the Harrisburg Housing Authority in order to facilitate the award of $200,000 for the 2025 Summer Growth Program, also known as the Environmental Teen Corps.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 45 of 2025?
Yes, I do have one question. So by this happening now, we'll start on time, correct?
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess I get started tomorrow. I was waiting for y'all.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels. Ms. Davis.
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yay.
Ms. Rawls.
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 45 passes unanimously with a vote of 5 yeas to 0 nays, including the excused absence of Mr. Rodriguez and the absence of Councilwoman Daniels.
Thank you. I do have some old business. Bear with me just a moment. Councilman Rodriguez, chair of our Public Works Committee, did share his work session report. So in the interest of time, I would like to read it because it shares a little bit about his absence, and he took the time to write it. So I'd like to share. So please bear with me. Good evening, everyone. Before I begin this report, I'd like to extend my sincere apologies for my absence. As many of you can appreciate, there are milestone moments in a child's life that a parent simply cannot miss, like birthdays, losing a first tooth, learning to walk, and of course, graduating from high school. This week marks an incredibly proud moment for my family. My son will be honored at the Cougar Wrestling Banquet tonight and will sign with Cheney University on a full academic scholarship. Then, this Saturday, my twins will walk across the stage to graduate high school with honors. The pride I feel as a father is beyond words. I want to thank each of you, my colleagues on council, for your support and understanding during this very special time in our lives. Now, turning to the business of the Public Works Committee, which convened on June 3rd, 2025, to review one bill and 4 resolutions. Bill 7 of 2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 3-135 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Harrisburg regarding the removal and impounding of motor vehicles to codify and otherwise conform the city process for the selection and engagement of salvor and towing operations. We were joined by Public Works Director Dave West and Deputy Police Commissioner Young, who explained the benefits of this update. For years, our contract with Don's Towing had been outdated and inefficient, with response times sometimes exceeding 2 hours or worse, not responding at all. Director West is optimistic about the new provision requiring a guaranteed 20-minute response time for both basic and commercial vehicle tows. City Solicitor Neil Grover clarified that while the ordinance mandates contracting with at least 2 towing companies, it does not cap the number, allowing flexibility in future agreements. Resolution 36 of 2025, a resolution approving the disposal of certain personal property owned by the City of Harrisburg. This resolution concerns the sale of outdated equipment and vehicles that have reached the end of their useful life for city operations. Director West and City Engineer Joel Siders spoke to the importance of maximizing potential revenue through public bidding. One key question from council concerned how residents can participate in the bidding process, a point that was clarified during the session. Council was provided the list of items and vehicles up for sale for transparency. Resolution 38 of 2025, a resolution authorizing a renewed easement agreement with Harrisburg Cooling, LLC. This resolution permits Harrisburg Cooling to operate and maintain a chilled water cooling system beneath certain public rights-of-way. Engineer Joel Siders emphasized that this resolution pertains exclusively to commercial properties and has no impact on residential services. The discussion was brief with minimal questions from council. There was a rep from Harrisburg Cooling LLC present just in case more logistics were required from council. Resolution 39 of 2025, a resolution authorizing a professional services agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated. This resolution supports engineering and design services for multimodal improvements along Walnut Street. Mr. Siders, along with a representative from Kimley Horn, explained that this effort is part of a broader infrastructure initiative, including improvements to Chestnut Street. Key features include a bike lane from Front Street to 4th Street and updated ADA-compliant infrastructure. Council had no further questions on this item. Resolution 40 of 2025, a resolution authorizing a professional services agreement with Trans Associates Engineering Consultants Incorporated. This resolution will advance traffic signal retiming in the downtown area as part of the city's Vision Zero action plan. Mr. Siders once again represented the city, emphasizing the role this project plays in improving transportation safety and efficiency. He expressed how important this project was to the Vision Zero portion of the city's comprehensive plan. I inquired about potential future expansions to other areas, specifically referencing the signal timing along State Street. No other questions were raised, and the discussion was concise. In closing, I want to once again express my appreciation to my fellow council members for your ongoing support and cooperation. I respectfully ask for your favorable consideration of Bill 7 of 2025 and Resolutions 36 through 40 of 2025. This concludes my report from the Public Works Committee meeting held on June 3rd, 2025. Thank you. Two other updates. One, all department and bureau quarterly reports can be found on the city's website. Last week we were missing two, and then we received them following the meeting, so I wanted to clarify that all departments and bureaus submitted quarterly reports, so they're available under E-codes under miscellaneous documents. You can find those and review them. And then the final old business note I had was regarding an outstanding ARPA policy work session around the affordable, what am I thinking? The American Rescue Plan funding, excuse me. I don't know, I was thinking affordable housing. The ARPA funding, the American Rescue Plan funding that the city still has in the general fund. We look forward to working with the administration to host a policy work session, perhaps sometime in the fall. So I just wanted to follow up on those items. That concludes old business. Is there any old business for discussion? Okay, new business, Councilwoman Rawls.
Thank you, President Bauer. Turned it off, I turned it on. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, President Hill. I just wanted to remind everybody about the Juneteenth celebrations that are going on over the weekend. I have a great, you're going to see some yard signs up. Please come out and celebrate Juneteenth, which is a celebration marking when slaves in Galveston, Texas, were finally told that they were free. And they were told this in 1865, even though they had been free since 1862. So this is marking that milestone in our African-American descendants in America. So please come out and celebrate. Celebrations start on, well, they start all week, but two big celebrations that are happening are on June 14th will be the Juneteenth Parade, Harrisburg's first Juneteenth Parade, starting on the Capitol steps at 12 p.m. Then there will be on that day as well, on June 14th, a block party at the Civic Club on Front Street from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then on the date of June 19th, there will be the Juneteenth Jubilee with sounds coming from DJ Bach, and that will be at Soldiers Grove. I also wanted to announce that on June 18th, hold on, let me get it up. I don't want to miss this. Because it will be supporting the Harrisburg Cougars wrestling team. There will be a celebrity bartender, our own resident Leland Nelson, will be bartending at Men in the Kitchen, and all the tips will go to Harrisburg Cougars wrestling. This is on June 18th from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Men in the Kitchen. So please come out and support all these great events that are coming up in the week. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other new business, council members? Okay, seeing and hearing none. The time is 7:18 p.m. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. We stand adjourned.